the handshake, exchanging the pleasantries, and it's going to be time to duel.
And time is up. We're going to move to the next duelist. If I could please have
Draw phase.
Ethan Senecal.
Standby phase. Main phase one.
Heard your name called. Please come to the main event stage.
All right. Looks like Ruben is going to be leading off the first turn here by normal summoning Maliss Chessy Cat. Maliss Chessy Cat can allow him to banish a Maliss card from his hand to draw 2 cards from his deck. And we'll see if Craig has a response. It does look like he's holding a copy of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring that could potentially shut off Ruben's turn here if there's no other way to extend onto the field.
May potentially shut him off as well. It took a little while to think about that because that fire attribute can be very valuable when he actually starts to begin his plays with Vanquish Souls that rely on having different attributes in their hand to maximize their effects.
Yep, and it looks like a Link summon is going to come down next for Ruben. He's going to send that Chessy Cat to the graveyard to summon Ling Karibo.
Perhaps now he can combine that with Bystial. You see that his deck type includes the word Bystial. Really what the indicator is for us to incorporate that is the inclusion really of a third Bystial.
But you mentioned all the cards that Vanquish Soul can have in their hand, and one of those important cards is straight out of Duelist Advance, and that's going to be Vanquish Soul Holly Sue. Craig just has to reveal any Vanquish Soul monster and then special summons the Holly Sue. Now he can reveal a Fire and a Dark to special summon from the deck, but Ruben has Dominus Impulse to stop Craig in his tracks.
And now he notes that Borger and Raisin are in his hand. That's, another one of the potential downsides here is that by revealing all these attributes, Ruben knows that there is less potential of hand interruptions.
All right, and in this situation, you always need something like a Bystial, but even better, a Maliss March Hare is going to banish that Chessy Cat from the graveyard. So he's going to be able to still get to 3 monsters on the field. He's going to pay 300 life points. Chessy Cat's going to special summon back to the field.
And this is something that Craig needed to consider because by activating Chessy Cat, that does indicate that there's at least some Maliss card in his hand. Probably not Maliss in Underground because he would have potentially activated it. But certainly here, March Hare being one of the most ideal cards to have to follow up that Chessy Cat.
Yep, going to send 2 monsters to the graveyard to summon Splash Mage. Splash Mage is going to bring back that Maliss March Hare, and now a Link summon is going to come down for Maliss Red Ransom. Red Ransom on summon is going to add a Maliss spell card from the deck to the hand. Previously, you could only add that Maliss in Underground, and that is going to be what Ruben adds. They also have Maliss in the Mirror that they got in Alliance Insight. That's a fantastic card.
Yeah, one thing to note, it's clear there that Craig didn't have a Bystial, or else he would have used it on the Splash Mage. We saw that interaction throughout this weekend, that although it might not seem like Bystials line up as ideal cards against the Maliss monsters, if the Maliss has already been special summoned from the Banish pile, it's actually a pretty ideal target for a Bystial.
Definitely, and he's going to send the Red Ransom in the March Hare of the graveyard to Link summon Cyber's Wicked. And next he is going to talk about Maliss in the Mirror. He's going to use Maliss in the Underground to banish Maliss in the Mirror from the deck. And when Maliss in the Mirror is banished, you can banish a monster, or you can banish a Maliss card from the graveyard, and then add a card of the same type. So if you banish a monster, you'll add a monster to your hand. He's going to banish the Red Ransom with Maliss in the Mirror. Now he's going to pay 900 life points to special summon Maliss Red Ransom back to the field. And at the same time, thanks to Red Ransom, he'll be able to banish a Cybers monster from the deck. Now we're finally getting to see Dormouse, who's going to be trying to get into more of those Maliss monsters.
It's a really ideal sequencing there. It's one of the great uses of Maliss in the Mirror, banishing extra deck, specifically Link monsters, of course, from the graveyard as well, allowing you to special summon it back. Anytime that this deck can special summon those Link monsters back from the banished pile, the advantage that you accumulate is really quite considerable.
That's right. He's going to be able to add the backup Ignister thanks to Cyber's Wicked. Pay 300 life points, special summon back the Dormouse from the banishment. And then March Hare is also going to be able to allow him to pay 300 life points to add the Maliss March Hare back to the hand as well.
Now he's finally able to banish from the Dormouse a copy of White Rabbit. He's going to pay the 300. White Rabbit's going to hit the field. And now White Rabbit's going to allow him to set one of the traps from the deck.
Things are looking good here for Ruben so far. That Dominus Impulse was huge on the Vanquish Soul Holly Sue.
See, that Holly Sue would have likely special summoned Raisin, which would have potentially allowed him to get the right attribute so that he could activate the effect of Holly Sue to take control of a monster. However, by shutting that down with Impulse, Craig has been cut out of that really pivotal hand interaction that he would have been otherwise able to use here on Ruben's first turn.
Yeah, it really just speaks to the power of Dominus Impulse, one of the most impactful trap cards you can include in your deck in current Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. And now he's going to reveal the backup Ignister in his hand, special summon backup Ignister, activate the effect to add an Ignister monster. Well, it's going to be a dark Cybers monster, but it's usually Wizard Ignister.
But there are situations where you do actually search Maliss monsters, depending on the makeup of your hand and kind of potentially how many interruptions you've had to play through that turn.
Yep, and he has to discard a card at the resolution, and it's going to be discarding that Maliss March Hare that was added to the hand earlier in the turn.
He's actually been able to add 2 to his hand this turn. He was able to search one off of Underground and then add one back from the banish pile, so he actually still has an extra one in his hand that he can use as a point of interaction on Craig's following turn.
Yeah, with Maliss, once you get going, there's so many different ways to make sure you always have that Maliss March Hare in your hand, and Ruben is excellent at piloting this deck, so he knows what to do. 3 monsters on the field now go to the graveyard to link summon Maliss Heart's Cryptor.
These 2.
And now he's going to link away the Cyber's Wicked and the Heart's Cryptor for a Maliss White Binder. That's the Cyber's Wicked's a link 2, and then using the Red Ransom as 1 equals 3, and now Maliss White Binder is going to use the effect on summon to banish 3 cards from the graveyard. He's going to get rid of Craig's Ash Blossom and 2 of his Maliss cards, the March Hare, and then the White Binder, or sorry, the Heart's Cryptor. So the Heart's Cryptor will be able to pay 900, summon back to the field. You may wonder why he banished the Maliss March Hare, but it's good to have multiple Maliss cards banished because he's going to want to use the Heart's Cryptor effect on his own turn here to deal with that Holly Sue, and then he'll have an additional Maliss card he'll be able to return with Heart's Cryptor for the disruption during Craig's turn as well. So every decision just immaculate here from our reigning world champion.
You know, just the navigation of using the Malice Mirror earlier in the turn to banish a link monster from the graveyard. We see him setting up the double banish effect with, well, the banish return to deck effect with Heart's Cryptor. Plus, he's also set up having that additional March Hare in his hand. He's layering those interactions. And that was a point that we made earlier this weekend, that the more interactions that you can establish and the more that you can establish across a wide point in your opponent's turn, the more difficult it is for your opponent to deal with your opening play.
That's right. He got that GWC 06 with the White Rabbit earlier in the turn. He's going to use it to banish the White Binder to summon back Chessie Cat from the graveyard. Since he has a link 3, he's going to be able to gain some life points back that he's been spending with all these Malice effects. And then Malice White Binder's effect is going to trigger, since it was banished, to pay 900 to summon itself back and get Ruben a fresh card off the top of the deck added to the hand there.
I think that may have been another copy of Dominus Impulse. We talked about this earlier in the weekend. You filter out the cards in your deck that are those engine cards, those pivotal cards for your main strategy, and increase the likelihood of drawing into these interactions as your deck gets slimmer, and it seems like that's potentially one of the things that we just saw have happen there.
I see a ghost. That's a ghost rare Firewall Dragon as he sends the White Binder plus the Chessie Cat to the graveyard for the awesome-looking ghost rare Firewall Dragon.
It's kind of a ghost. I mean, there are many times in Yu-Gi-Oh's history where that card was hitting the field just about every game. Then it kind of fell out of favor for a little while, but it is back. It almost seems back in full power, honestly, in a strategy that utilizes Cyberus monsters like this.
Fell out of favor is definitely one way to put it. But now we're going to see a Link summon come down here for Allied Code Talker at Ignister. On summon, it's going to be able to special summon back the White Binder. White Binder hasn't used the effect to set a trap card just yet. So now Ruben's going to be able to reset that Maliss GWC 06. Sets another card face down. Could be the MTP 07 or the Dominus Impulse that you said you might have saw him draw. Now Craig is going to draw. He's already down a card because of the Holly, 2 cards, thanks to the Holly Sue and Ash Blossom already from the hand. So he's going to have to deal with this incredible board that Ruben put up here on this first turn.
Small thing, he even set his trap card in a really perfect slot. You know, just kind of manipulating exactly where things are on the field.
Craig starts with one of the best Vanquish Soul monsters he can hope for, and that's Vanquish Soul Rosin.
Thinking.
Ruben's going to take a moment to consider his options. Vanquish Soul, even though they, have to rely on a normal summon outside of Stake Your Soul, being able to return the Vanquish Soul monster to your hand to summon a bigger one is definitely something that Ruben has to consider. But MTP 07 deals with that perfectly because it's going to banish a monster at resolution, so it's not something you have to target. So even if Craig returns the Rosin to his hand, summons out something like a Heavy Borger, it's going to get banished. So Craig has no response here.
This demonstrates the power of those non-targeting effects.
Definitely. Now, MTP 07 also adds a Malice monster, so he's going to add another copy of Malice Dormouse from the deck to the hand. And that Rosin is going to join Holly Sue and Ash Blossom in the banishment. And Craig has seen enough. He knows that this world champion knows his deck's wrong. Oh, never mind. Maybe he didn't concede?
No, he's going to resolve the Rosin.
Oh, okay. I thought he conceded. It looked like he was saying, like, you got it. But no, he's going to continue to play. We'll wait a few more minutes for that.
Yeah.
He has the Allied Code Talker that's able to negate something. He has the Firewall Dragon as a disruption still as well.
He also has the potential to navigate his way into a Heart's Cryptor for more non-targeting destruction. And we know he has that copy of March Hare in hand. So Craig has a copy of Duel and Lockbird in his hand. That's not really going to do much now. Here's that copy of Maliss. He's going to reveal a Heavy Borger, and now he's going to chain the effect of Allied Code.
Gets mana.
Talker out Ignister?
Yep.
Gonna negate that. All right, Craig's gonna continue to play. He does have the extension here in the Vanquish Soul strategy with Stake Your Soul, revealing a dark monster. So he's gonna be able to special summon a dark Vanquish Soul monster from the deck if Ruben doesn't have a response.
No response.
And he has no response.
So Dr. Madlove is going to come down here from the deck to the field. Activate the effect to add a Vanquish Soul spell or trap.
May I read? Yeah, fine.
So Ruben just clarifying some of the text. I have to imagine he's played against Vanquish Souls before, but it is still very important, especially in these high-stakes duels, just to verify that you understand all aspects of the effect.
Burger, one
Yeah,
unknown
it's
and
funny,
one
like I'm
correct.
pretty sure Dr. Madlove returns a monster with the lowest defense, but since all Ruben has are link monsters,
response.
it's always going to be one of his own cards.
Plus, it's also useful to kind of verify and understand how the chain effects work with some of the Vanquish Souls, you know, in the case of not being able to activate multiple at the same time.
On resolution, I'll activate Duel and Lockbird. I cannot. I activated Dominus Impulse.
Oh, look at that. Great job by Ruben realizing that he activated Dominus Impulse earlier this game, which means the Draw and Lockbird in his hand cannot be
On
used.
activation.
I think it also means a Firewall Dragon
HEW.
can't be used as well. I believe that's the light monster.
It does still provide you link arrows, but you might
So
be
now
correct there.
I'm going to gain
Yep.
23.
Now he's going to activate the GWC06 to bring back that
79,
Maliss
correct?
White Binder that he sends to the graveyard with the Allied Code Talker, add Ignister.
Effect. Binder. Targeting MTP.
Maliss White Binder is going to banish MTP07
Cryptor.
and the Heart Scriptor because he needs to get that Heart Scriptor back on the field to have another form of disruption here.
Specifically the non-targeting, as you mentioned earlier, which really mattered what we saw
It's
with MTP.
excellent against the Vanquish Soul strategy that
Targets
has
one,
ways
two.
to dodge their effects when they're being targeted by tagging out into a different Vanquish Soul monster, essentially.
Really a good thing that Ruben picked up on that he had activated Dominus Impulse earlier, because if he was planning on using that Firewall Dragon like you mentioned, he probably just realized that that's also locked out as well.
Okay, it looks like in response to the Heart Script, the White Binder targeting to banish from the graveyard, Craig is going to activate Heavy
I'll
Borger
attempt
from the
to
hand to
chain
try and
Firewall,
return Dr. Madlove to
targeting
special
Madlove.
summon Heavy Borger. He might be just trying to get the Borger on the field, so he'll be able to use the quick effect to draw a card potentially to try and find an answer from his deck.
Yeah, that's what my opponent.
Yeah.
No response.
And so the Madlove's going to return to the hand.
I'll take the warning. Thank you. Yes. I had a MC minor for a sleeve.
It's been a clean game so far. So White Binder's going to manage
Chain, I'll take
7
900 for
and the Heart
Puts me at
Scriptor.
7,000.
And now Ruben can pay 900 to special summon back Heart Scriptor from the banishment yet again.
What chain? The fact you draw.
I have no
Or
response.
maybe not.
You're at 7, right?
Correct.
Or did he? Oh, he just chained the Heavy Borger effect to the Heart Scriptor effect to be able to special summon itself. Okay.
Yeah, so now when Heart Scriptor hits the field, he'll at least have already resolved the Vanquish Soul that he would have wanted to activate.
Anything else?
No triggers.
Now, I think if you're Ruben, do you just go ahead and use the Heart Scriptor effect right now? I think you do. He banished the MTP07 because he wants to either put back the trap into his deck to be able to be reset with White Rabbit on the following turn, or he has the option to put back the Maliss in the Mirror to be able to reuse that as well. But it doesn't look like he's going to do it just quite yet. He's going to wait, and now Craig is going to go into Typhon, and Heart Scriptor's way too big to be able to activate its effect while Typhon's on the field. Maybe he should just let it rip.
Yeah, but this, obviously this stymies a little bit of what Ruben's trying to do, but
Yeah.
it also is basically
It's
indicated
special
that the
summon
turn is
once,
basically
800
over
attack.
for Craig.
No more summoning for sure. Oh, it does look like that Ruben did attempt to activate Firewall's Dragon at some point, but as we mentioned previously in the game, Dominus Impulse prevents him from using light effects. So just a PE minor there. It's something that's really easy to overlook, especially when you're using Impulse on your very first turn,
Absolutely.
which doesn't happen often because your
Take
opponent
away
has
the
to have a
damage.
card on the field, but Holly Sue
Puts me at
was on the
69.
field. So Typhon is going to return the Heart Scriptor and attack over the Allied Code
I will
Talker at
attempt to pass.
Ignister.
And in your hand, I know Mad Love and 2 unknowns, correct?
Yeah, so as good as that Typhon may have been there, I just think
It's a losing battle.
Yeah, it's just Ruben has so many resources now, especially if he's going to be able to,
Hopefully Marcher.
you know, start off here with March Air.
March Hare is going to probably banish something like White Rabbit or Chessie Cat.
Use the
Yep, it's going to be the Chessie Cat. So now the Chessie Cat's banished. As the Malice monsters work, you're able to pay 300 to special summon it back from the banishment. And down to the field.
I'll draw.
Oh.
Yep, and now
Start
it's
back.
Ruben's turn.
I mean, phase 1.
5 monsters on the field, just facing down to Typhon. Typhon's going to stop monsters with 3,000 or more attack from activating their effects, but he's going to start with the Chessie Cat, banishing March Hare to draw 2 cards. March Hare, let him pay 300 to add back a Malice monster from the banishment. Going to add back the March Hare.
One of the things this weekend I think we've seen from the Vanquish Soul decks is it's really great to pass back to the opponent with at least 1 on the field. I just feel like you feel a little bit safe, and obviously you have the Holly, so you have ways of putting them on the field on your opponent's turn, but I really think it's great to have 1 on there because you know, your opponent really has to instantly start dealing with and playing around the possibility of that returning to hand.
Now that Typhon put the Heart Scripter back into the extra deck, now he's going to use 3 monsters to summon it again, but it only has 2,500 attack now. It wasn't summoned back and having that double attack, so Ruben's going to be able to use the Heart Scripter effect to take care of Typhon and move to the battle phase and end the duel here quickly. He might need a little more damage on the field, so he will be normal summoning Dormouse and using the effect.
Yeah, and the fact that Dormouse just nets out another monster, I think will probably be enough.
And increases all your
Yeah,
monsters.
that also
stats.
true.
It is definitely going to be over 8,000 unless Craig has something like a Bestial that he might be able to summon during the battle phase, catch Ruben off guard, but he's also going to be able to set the MTP07, so not even that will be enough. He's going to reset the GWC06 with the White Binder, move to battle, attack, attack.
Okay, attack again.
Yeah, I think Craig understands that.
Craig just wanted to watch it happen.
Yeah, which is fair. I mean, you are playing
2 more
for
rounds, 2 more rounds before we find out who's going to Worlds, but only 3 more before we're going to really find out who's going to become our NAWCQ champion. After this one, of course.
Of course.
All right, let's see what Vanquish Soul cards are in Craig's hand. How is he going to begin his turn?
I think I see at least a Mad Love there, which would mean he has a starter. And if that's the only Vanquish Soul, it wouldn't have been a starter 2 or 3 months ago.
Yep, thanks to Duel's Advance. Vanquish Soul start. He does have Holly Sue as well, so this is going to work out really well. He's going to reveal the Mad Love to special summon Holly Sue and follow that up with the effect of Holly Sue, revealing a Dark and a Fire to special summon from the deck. Does Ruben have any response? Doesn't look like it.
This looks like it's going to be a very ideal opening play for Craig.
Yep, Vanquish Soul Rosin is going to be special summoned from the deck, and on summon let Craig add a Vanquish Soul monster from the deck to the hand.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like Ruben's just going to verify the text. Jiaolong. There are some interesting things you can do with Jiaolong.
Thank you.
You can reveal it and also special summon it. It can be revealed for the effect of a Vanquish Soul and special summon in the same chain.
Yeah.
Love 2 unknowns.
Pretty cool. He's going to add Heavy Borger here, it seems, with the Rosin.
Thinking.
It's interesting. I think there might be a copy of Nibiru in his hand. It's another one of those hand interactions that attribute-wise does not line up
But
with the inherent strategy.
Yeah, but could be impactful enough to make a dent in the Malice strategy, so maybe that is why Craig decided to include it here.
But here's Mad Love. He's probably going to be searching out. I think it's really the only option that he has. No, actually, he is playing Dusk Devil as well, so he is going to still go with Vanquish Soul start.
Kingus isn't here anymore.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I could do it quite as well as he can.
No,
but
we can just say Vanquish Soul start now. We don't have him encouraging us to enunciate our explanation points.
Just for target Madlove.
So now it looks like he's going to use Vanquish Soul start targeting Dr. Madlove, and he's going to be able to add a Vanquish Soul monster of a different attribute. So a non-dark Vanquish Soul monster from the deck to the hand. It's going to be that Caesar Valius.
So this is going to be great for Craig. What he's really going to be establishing here is that non-targeting effect with Caesar, so a destruction effect. Potentially the Mad Love bounce back. He's going to have the Holly Sue interaction, and during the end phase, he's going to be able to set the trap, which is going to be a board wipe that allows him to also special summon from the hand and protect his Vanquish Souls. So it's going to be layered. You know, that's just the key of this weekend. What decks can layer their interactions the best. He's also going to be drawing multiple cards throughout the duration of this, burning for some damage. I haven't checked yet. I don't know if Craig is on the package,
4 summons so far.
the National Night package. It actually looks like he is. We haven't seen that in the feature match area yet this weekend, but we may potentially see that here.
Yep, Rosin is going to go to the graveyard to link summon Rock of the Vanquisher. Rock of the Vanquisher's effect is going to activate to add back a Vanquish Soul monster from the graveyard.
I thought you just said effect. Resolves.
You're good, you're good.
So Rosin goes from the graveyard back to the hand.
Proceed to end. Okay.
No response.
Did Craig say he's trying to end? Maybe? Oh, no, yeah, end phase. So at the end phase, Vanquish Soul start will allow him to set that trap as you were mentioning, Joe. Vanquish Soul Snow Devil.
Just want to double check.
So he is kind of going for a more lower to the ground board, but this might not look like a whole lot, but it really, quite frankly, is because he can summon the Raisin from his hand using Rock in the column that he needs. Note that he left the zone underneath the extra monster zone that's unoccupied open, because if Ruben were to play a Link monster in that zone, he could play the Raisin into that zone and then utilize its effect. He also has the Caesar effect for destruction that's currently in his hand, but could very easily get onto the field.
Raisin,
He also has the Holly suit. And here he's using,
And then I have to discard to 6.
the draw during the end phase as well, just to kind of filter through and look at all of his options, even though he still has the discard during the end phase.
He drew an Artifact Lancia, I'm pretty sure,
Oh,
off
wow.
that heavy border. So this could spell disaster for Ruben, but excellent for Craig. This is where he wants to be. A decent turn 1 board here that has a lot of interaction, going uninterrupted from Ruben, and has the Artifact Lancia to try and ruin the game here for Ruben.
Think
He still has another draw if we reach the main phase with Heavy Borger. Something to note for the players at home. Notice the sequencing during the end phase. It's a pretty simple one, but you can activate the Heavy
Match
Borger.
between Ruben Peñaranda and Craig Hayashi.
draw face.
Draw phase check. Lancia check.
He does
There
have the
it
Artifact
is.
Lancia. What
All right,
does,
called by
Stand
check.
does he have any response? Cross out Designator, call by the grave, anything to stop it. If not, he's going to have to find a way to play through it.
Someone.
Just a set? Oh, it's okay. Maybe he's going to summon a Malice monster? No, not yet. It's a pass. Artifact Lancia. It could be Craig's card of the weekend if this is what it's going to take to get past the world champion. Pot of Extravagance.
Ooh.
Oh, huge start here for Craig. Artifact Lancia into a Pot of Extravagance.
Anywhere.
Just that 1-2, it basically skips Ruben's first
You can
turn,
just do the top 6.
and now he gets to refuel his hand back up to the full 6 cards
This is
with a
huge.
Pot of Extravagance.
We talked about the downside of Lancia and Vanquish Soul is you're down a card, but Pot of Extravagance is making it up, as you mentioned. Excellent here. We saw Pot of Extravagance in the Vanquish Soul deck that won in top 64 as well, so this might be something to consider if you're at home trying out the new Vanquish Soul cards you got out of Duelist Advance. Pot of Extravagance might be one you want to try out in your list.
Thinking.
Ruben has, though, that critical Ash Blossom. If Ruben is going to survive this turn, I think it really starts with that Ash Blossom and somehow a way to stop Raisin, and he does, in fact, have one.
A mistaken arrest. So until the end of the next turn, neither player will be able to add cards from their deck in their hand. That is huge against Vanquish Soul, but not as incredible against Maliss. A lot of times they don't have to add cards to their hand. They're going to be banishing them and then special summoning them.
Yeah, it's a minor inconvenience, but if it's a minor inconvenience that you started, it's something that certainly Ruben's been playing through this entire weekend and certainly will likely have a game plan for on the following turn. But we see here a Heavy Burger already in Craig's hand, which is going to allow him to return that Raisin back.
Yeah, I think mistaken arrest only stops you from adding, right? You're still able to draw cards, which is why you saw Ruben Ash Blossom the Pot of Extravagance instead of chaining the mistaken
Yes.
arrest.
55.
And that means also the Heavy Borger will still be able to net Craig a card. We saw it draw an Artifact Lancia there in game number 1, but
Attempt to draw.
will it do it again
Yeah, just
here?
double
He's
check
going to
that.
reveal a
Yeah.
dark. Oh no, yeah, Extrav stops you
Yeah.
from draw. Oh, but it got
Yeah.
Ash, so
Yeah.
that part of the effect won't be there. Yep.
Love Raisin, 2 unknowns.
Okay, it's just another copy of Mad Love, it looked like. Xiao Long is going to be activated here now to special summon from the hand.
So this is only going to be an interruption by changing battle position, which against Link Monster. Oh, this is still in the battle phase. Okay, it seemed like it may have been in the end phase. So
Yeah, he did use the Heavy Borger in the end phase last time, but
Okay.
getting a little more damage here across makes a lot of sense.
that's fair. So I have to imagine now there will be Link plays incorporating some of these monsters. I thought he was just going to have Jiao Long under the Mistaken Arrest for additional turn, which would mean he'd be unable to activate the effect of adding a Vanquish Soul, but nope, he is going to be able to access his extra deck in main phase 2.
going to link away the Jalong, sending to the graveyard to perform a link summon for Raka the Vanquisher.
Can I see right? It's just that,
And-
right? Yeah.
Wants to check Ruben's graveyard really quickly.
Pair of non-engine cards. So now he's going to be able to add back
Only one unknown in
Jalong.
hand.
So now we know, at least
Raisin,
if you're in
Mad
the
Love, Jalong, and
Ruben
one
seat,
unknown.
he knows
Yeah.
3 of the cards, Raisin, Jalong, and Mad Love. If you're watching, though, from our angle, we know that the unknown card is an additional
to
copy
pass.
of Mad Love. So what that means, though, is that as
Any
this pass
danger
back, this draw off Heavy Borger, this additional draw, is going to be a pretty important one.
Reveal
So he's
Mad
going to reveal the
Love.
dark.
Can he draw another Lancia?
This could be his tournament life on the line. And
it's a Mulcharmy.
Stand by face.
No Lancia here. Ruben is going to get to play his turn.
Now, there are some interruptions here. Of course, you still have the Rock that can summon Raisin from hand.
No, okay, no, he's going to set a trap again, but that doesn't mean his turn's over. He could still summon a Malice monster, but he doesn't.
No.
Ruben doesn't have the Malice monster in hand. The artifact Lancia didn't even stymie him. It looked like it did, but he doesn't have the Malice monsters he needs here in game 3.
I have to imagine that must be another copy of Mistaken Arrest then.
It could be, but he already took
Tried to
so
have it
much damage on that first turn. There's
Good
no
luck
way
in
he's going
top
to
eight.
survive
Good
this
luck in
Vanquish
top
Soul
eight.